But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face, talking all Cleveland sports and, of course, food on our semi-famous Fat Boy Thursday. Here are your hosts, Fatty and Big Bry.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Illegal Ham to the Face here on Network 216. We are going to have a great show for you tonight. Obviously, again, no Bry. He is on paternity leave, so I called in a slight favor and brought in somebody here to join me here in a little bit. But our show is always brought to you by Lake Erie APA and also City Dogs Cleveland. And like we say, if you cannot adopt a puppy, please help, donate, volunteer, whatever you guys can do. We are on a Network 216 family. We are streaming live on Network 216 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Give us a like, subscribe, follow, retweet, whatever the heck it is now. But I got to bring in a special guest because with Bry being out, I get to bring in some big hitters. And, you know, I'm sitting there, been talking to this guy back and forth for a very long time. And I've wanted to have him on the show because, man, you want to talk about somebody that knows food and can talk some food. Got to bring in the dude from the Dude Network. Tony, what's going on, brother?
Not much. I was looking over my shoulder. You said bring in the big guns, and I'm like, who the hell is he talking about? How we doing? How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? And I did get the haircut. Haircut's off. You know, when
Me too.
Hey, when it hits 90 degrees in Ohio, baby, you guys start cutting some trim down.
I had to get. I got literally an ice cold shower before the show because I was just sweating, man. Sweating.
I work outside every day, and man, it is like seriously getting slapped in the face with a wet towel as soon as you walk right outside. It is not fun right now.
I prefer not to chew my hair, but that's just
all right. So bringing them in tonight, we're going to talk some Cavs, we're going to talk some Browns, we're going to talk some Guardians, some news coming out there. Also going to dive into our Fat Boy Thursday, where we're going to talk some barbecue, maybe a little food competitions on the side there, and then we're going to finish up our top 3 with summertime drinks. What are some favorite summertime drinks? Justin is here with us now. Yes, I did get a haircut, so Running Bald Man is here. And by the way, Tony, if you have not seen his stuff on YouTube, you would love some of it because he has a children's story time with, let's just say Tony's trying to find his nuts. Help Tony find his nuts and just little fun adult humor books that children get to read every day, and he reads those, and it's hilarious.
That is awesome. I love those kind of stuff. Yeah.
I figured working outside in the heat would cause a few pounds to fall off. Well, something else fall off. I don't know if it was a few pounds though.
I know, and a couple things that dropped a couple more inches. It was between the legs. It was hot. Saggy.
That's why fat boys love powder. Get that.
That's right, man.
Anti-monkey butt and just powder up, baby. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, we need Gold Bond on here. I think it's a good fit.
Hey, I swear by it. Have you ever saw monkey butt? It's a powder.
I've heard of it.
I live by that stuff at work. That is like the most fantastic stuff because, man, you are not chafing anywhere. Take care of some stuff down there that you need to take care of because you don't want to be walking like a duck at about 2:00 in the afternoon. Just sidestepping.
There's nothing worse than the 4:00 fat guy waddle because you know the pain.
It's just and
the despair that poor dude is going through.
And then also the shower afterwards when you hit that spot.
And then you got to like scrub it clean with the soap because you got to do it or it's going to linger for days.
It's not
You're
good.
better off just to get in there and get aggressive and clean it out.
A squirrel's nut butter is good. Here we go. Well, that's how we start our show off right there. Yeah. And you probably hear Princess downstairs barking. So I hope you don't.
No, I can't. Yeah. But
so Justice said that is a real thing, squirrel. Okay. Now I got to find it. Going to have to try that out. All right. So our show, we always start out with some shout outs. I will go first because we have Father's Day here. Shout out all the dads. My kid's 11th birthday was this week. Shout out to those guys. We had a blast. Put out some food pics on all my socials. We went to Three Palms Pizzeria in Crocker Park. And, dude, I got the margarita pizza. Man, was that fantastic. It was so good. Go take a look at some of those pictures. It was fantastic. And you can't beat it. It was like $19 for it.
and you really find out the skill of the pizza because you don't cover it. You're not covering up the dough. You're not covering up the crust. You're not covering up the sauce and the cheese with toppings. You're getting some
Dude, it
basil.
was
You're getting some tomato slices, some olive oil, and a little, and the fresh mozzarella. Man, like it takes a true artsman to make a good margarita.
Marty is here. Hello, thank you for joining us. So yeah, it was fantastic. Nice sweet sauce to it. The
Oh
garlic
yeah.
truffle oil that they put on top of it, and then like normally I like the big basil leaves, but they did the shaved basil, which hey, I'm anything fresh like that. But dude,
Yeah.
that fresh mozzarella was just on point. It was so good,
Oh,
so
you really
good.
can't. You really can't go wrong.
So since
Uh,
you're joining us tonight, do you have any shout outs tonight? You want to shout out some people?
yeah, I just want to shout out, everybody watching, all the dudes and dudettes, and including, all my co-hosts that work along with us here on. You've got Chip, Johnsy, Damon, the rest of the dudes of the Dude Network here. I'm cheating on them a little bit here, doing a show that's not ours, but looking forward to it. And just shout out to everybody that we're meeting here for the first time tonight. Again, I'm Tony from the Dude Network, and I don't take much serious in life. I just drink beer, do bourbon, beer, barbecue. If he has a B, Browns, we're in. So
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen his logo, right here it is. Go check them out. They are on YouTube, Twitter. I think you guys are on Facebook also. You guys are everywhere.
everywhere, yeah,
Great content. And like I caught up with the competitive eating interview that you had, listening to that little back and forth.
that was cool. There were some shots fired in that interview.
Yes, there was. Nick Weary is also a close friend of ours. Also, we're hoping
Okay.
that he can kind of come out with the belt on the back end. I was supposed to go to Parma to meet up with all you guys there, and then I had some family stuff come up, so I wasn't able to make it. But I
Oh,
saw
it was
pictures.
awesome.
I saw pictures with you and Nick there, and I saw pictures with you and Sir Yacht and all those guys. So looks like you had a blast there. How was it at Parma Rib Cook Off? Did you actually try some of the ribs there?
You know what's funny is no,
Okay.
I didn't. So I guess I eat barbecue so stinking much that like it's really hard for me to go out and eat barbecue.
Understandable.
Because I don't want to flex or be like overconfident, but like my barbecue is pretty good, and it's a lot better than you get at a lot of restaurants. So like I want to go try something different that I don't make at home. So I did not try. Actually, what's funny is the one thing I had up there was the pizza in the cone, and it was phenomenal. First time I've had a
Really?
pizza in the cone, it was so good.
All right, now I'm
It
gonna
was
try it.
it was definitely fatty worthy, if you know what I mean. And
I'm getting heart flutters just thinking about it.
I'm getting heartburn just thinking about it, and I'll do it again.
I love it. All right, so Justin, all right, so we have a running things on our show. We have there's a meat to bread ratio when it comes to a sandwich. At least that's what Bry thinks. I don't think so because I'm just a fat ass and it doesn't matter to me. You can get me a 3-pound sandwich, but Justin brings up the one that we always argue about the most. And is a hot dog a taco?
Yes. No. It's hot dog's a sandwich. Hot dog's a sandwich.
Okay, now we're going to get into it here a little bit because I think hot dog is kind of its own thing. I don't think it's a sandwich.
It's definitely a sandwich.
So
Okay,
bratwurst is a sandwich then?
Yeah. Okay, so well, it depends on how you eat a bratwurst. There's bratwurst sandwich, you can just eat a brat.
That's true.
So, okay.
Show your work.
You put a
Show your
sandwich.
work.
You put a sandwich sideways. What do you have?
Mhm.
Put a hot dog sideways. What do you have? Bun, meat, bun. What's a hamburger? Bun, meat, bun. There's meat in between two pieces of bread. I cannot break it down any simpler than that.
Well, no, and I get that, but what he is saying is since that bread is connected, it is technically a taco and not a sandwich because it's not two separate pieces of bread.
I have never in my life took a bite and the hot dog bun ripped. And I was like, oh, now it's a sandwich.
No, I get it. There's technicalities to this.
I
right?
know people are going to die on that battle. I'm just saying you're not convincing me. I just broke it down in the most simplest way possible.
There you go, Justin. I'll clip it for you and send it to you later.
Now, a taco is a tortilla chip or a fajita, corn. It's made with corn and water, no yeast. Nothing has yeast in it. That makes a taco. Bread has yeast in it. Come on.
I love it already. Here we go. We're
And I
firing out
swear to
again
God,
already.
if someone even brings up Skyline Chili, I'm quitting the show. We're not even finishing it.
You can't. No. Now we'll get in a debate with that later. Then we'll save that one for Fat Boy Thursday.
Oh boy.
No, it's fine. I think it. To be honest, I think Skyline Chili is trash.
We actually found a journalist that wrote an article for the Smithsonian about the history of cinnamon and chili and brought her on the show to talk about the abomination. So yeah, we're all set for that one.
Oh my God! All right.
Circle your calendars.
All right. Well, let me play the sounder. We always do our start of our show by trivia. Trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. I do have some puppies here for you. So let me play our Skyline is crap. Oh yeah, you're gonna love them. So let me play our sounder for you, and we'll come right back with our trivia. Like I said, our trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland, and we have some puppies available for adoption. And we got a good age group because they're not all puppies. We got some older dogs. So as I always say, they're young, old, small, or big. They have them all at City Dogs Cleveland. But right here we have, I believe that is Pickles. Pickles is a puppy. She is with a bigger dog named Dill. Dill Pickles.
You should came together. I'm sure she's a nice lady. You should.
Oh yeah. And then you have I think it's Dutton. Let me pull up. I think it's Dutton. Dutton is an older gentleman. Yes, it is Dutton. So right here is the names. And then down at the bottom, we got scrolling right there how you can get a hold of City Dogs Cleveland. Also, they got their 5K going on Saturday. Man, is it going to be a hot one. So please hydrate and try not to pass out as you're running in the 5K for City Dogs. But yeah, go check them out. Got beautiful dogs here. And we've been a part of them since we've had the show almost 4 years now. So please, if you cannot adopt, please donate, volunteer, whatever you can do to help out a City Dog Cleveland. All right, let me pull all these down. And I do have a wonderful trivia for you tonight. Now, I have kind of linked in together. Do you want, since we had the sad news of Willie Mays passing away, do you want some Willie Mays trivia? Or do you want some Guardians trivia?
Let's go with guards because I purposely hated Willie because of the catch, and I never really studied much on him. So,
Toby asked me if I am running. I am not. Strong power walk, possibly. Maybe a scooter will be involved. So we'll have that.
I'm on this magical running shoes called Spirit. I'll be with them in spirit.
All right, so here we go. The Cleveland Guardians, formerly known as the Cleveland Indians, have appeared in how many World Series? Now, you got to wait till the end of the show to answer that.
Okay.
But it does tie in with a Willie Mays. All right, so you ponder that, all right?
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to start bumping our Cleveland headline sounder, and we'll start talking some sports. You're really thinking hard about it.
Yeah, I had two numbers in my head, then you threw a hint, and I'm like, that does not go inside with those numbers. So yeah, I got the win.
All right, well, let's play the
I know like early on, because I'm a big turn of the century nonfiction baseball guy, and I know it's a little bit, that's when things were the height and glory. But yeah, anyway, let's continue. I'll think about it.
Let's do some Cleveland headlines. I bump it with all the music, man. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy the rest of the show. All right, yeah. Cleveland headlines. First off, right now, reported 6 hours ago, it looks like we are going to get a new Cavs head coach. It looks like we are going to get James Borrega. From a lot of sources and everybody else is saying that is going to be our new head coach for the Cavs, especially after JJ Redick went to the Lakers. Tony, how do you feel about, first off, JJ Redick going to the Lakers?
I think it's stupid.
There it is.
It makes no sense. I mean, it's like a same mistake every single time with LeBron. You can't, unless he just came in to be like, look, I'm here to stay out of LeBron's way and be his rubber stamp guy. Like, I hate to take that take, but I mean, anytime they bring in anybody with any kind of like previous playing experience or high basketball IQ, like it just doesn't work. I mean, it just screams like the David Blatt situation all over again, man. Like, I just don't see a fit. And then, like, I don't know, like with the Bronny thing, is LeBron planning on leaving? Like, is he like the bridge after LeBron? So, like, it just doesn't make sense. You're going to give this guy his third head coaching job, and you're going to put him in charge of LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers with no previous bench coaching experience. It just seems far fetched.
I mean, it's definitely a swing for the fences. Let's just put it that way. But with that team, how much coaching do you really have to do? I mean, it's LeBron James, it's Anthony
Well, it's
Davis.
managing. It's managing, and how is he going to manage LeBron James? LeBron's older than JJ Redick, for God's sake. I mean, how is LeBron going to sit there and take sound advice from LeBron? Now he's working on his 3-point shot, maybe, but I did not know JJ Redick that happened yet today because I've been really busy filming and cooking all afternoon. So this is a raw reaction. I'm actually shocked that they went through. It's so Lakers. It's just so LA.
Yeah, it is. It's
so
LA.
I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? Are we trying to coach the team or sell the team? I mean, are we trying to sell it to the public of how awesome, how fun it's going to be? I mean, I don't know. Personally, I love it because that means Lakers are going to suck. So,
there it is. All right. So, also with this James Borrego coming out, I mean, there's a lot of people talking about him being.
Is that official? Is that official or
that is reported by a lot of people since the JJ Redick signing is. Let's see here. Chris Manning has reported it. A few others have reported it, saying that it looks like it's not a complete done deal yet, but it looks like he is the complete front runner now.
Yeah, my source told me Kenny Atkinson was loved in the office from Golden State, the assistant at Golden State. So I was told his interview went very well, but it sounds like if it's that strong, it sounds like that's not going to be the case. So normally in these situations where there's smoke, there's fire, because it's like the worst kept secret. It's just everyone's trying not to report the news so they don't ruin their chances with the local media getting that guests and interviews and stuff like that. It's more of so you need like the out of towners to come in and kind of report this news, and it sounds like that's what's going on. They're finally focusing on it, putting their nose to the grinding stone and hearing what's being said. So I'm going to go with that one too. And that was you said the Hornets, not the Pelicans assistant, right?
Yes, and he was the Hornets head coach for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, tough gig down there, similar market. You're not going to get all the toys, so he knows how to work in that situation. And they did really good without their star guy, Zion Williamson, being unavailable a lot of the times too. So he knows how to work with random lineups, or at least has been exposed to that situation. So I would be, I'm happy with that. I don't normally when you get into big city guys into Cleveland, it's a hard fit. It doesn't always.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a small market guy that understands small market ball to come in and work with it, and he's got a pretty good situation to work with too.
He's a two-time champion. He played with the San Antonio Spurs. That's where he got his championships from. He learned underneath some great coaches. It just, for me, with this team, it's just, I don't think it really matters what coach you're hiring to come in and take over this Cavs team because the talent's still there. I think it's just a different voice in the room to kind of get these guys to focus back in. Like JB had them to a certain point, and then it kind of just fizzled out.
It's a desperation move. I mean, if you want my opinion, JB Bickerstaff, 1 year too early with what was available to replace him. I feel that this is a trying to appease the masses move on the team. And I do think JB Bickerstaff, he might not have had the best offense. But I tell you what, man, he had the guys playing basketball and he got them in a lot of games, and they played hard all season long under JB Bickerstaff. And the last time we've seen the Cleveland Cavs team play so hard in the middle of December against bum teams. They're still just hands on the floor, full court, nonstop, you know. And in the NBA, we haven't had we don't see a lot of coaches anymore be able to get that effort out of their team. So this guy's got a really tough job to come in and replace the coach, what I thought was very adequate. And I felt it was a desperation fire to begin with to, again, appease one Donovan Mitchell. And from my understanding, it's too little too late. So then if that happens, then you did it for nothing. So,
Well, hold on now. Well, what do you mean a little too late?
I mean, I've been told, and I can't say who it's from because
Come on.
can't do it, but just have to trust me that I was told Donovan Mitchell did not want to be in Cleveland after his first full year. If there's a way he could have got out to New York, he would have. But New York Knicks brought in Jalen Brunson, and then they had no leverage because of 2 years, so he knew he had to play another year. And I think that's another reason why you didn't see him finish it out, because an injury in the playoffs would have completely throttled any leverage or chances of him getting out of the situation. Now, he might not. Hopefully this coach was done with him, and they've told him there's other moves that might be made to help appease him with certain players. But yeah, from my understanding is Donovan Mitchell does not want to be in Cleveland. My understanding.
That's some breaking ham news here on Illegal Ham to the Face. Thank you, Tony, for that little nugget. That's kind of crazy, though, because he's a very quiet person. And I always thought with him being a quiet person that, behind the scenes, like he wanted out of Utah, but it was never public. Like it was just everything behind the scenes. But it seems like he really did enjoy Cleveland and enjoy his teammates.
I asked said source last night. I go, well, how comes all the right things are being said? Like it even seems like the off the record things that are being leaked are being the right things said.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's a hell of a smoking mirror, and they said, I don't know, maybe whoever they're hiring in the coach they're working with him hand in hand to try to make it all work. Like, so it sounds like the whole JB staff was 100% done to keep Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland because let's face it, you convince him to stay, you make a couple moves, you bring in a couple other pieces, and you got a hell of a team in the East because the East is still a question mark, especially if Boston loses a couple other pieces. I mean, they're lucky Porzingis got healthy. Porzingis, Celtics don't win that series if Porzingis is out. I mean, we saw how much worse they were. I mean, Cleveland had a real chance to beat Boston. Legitimate. They had no business beating the NBA champs this year.
No, and then then you had at that point in time we had and you and I talked before the show about this. We've had some comments from JB Bickerstaff about Luka's injury and taking a shot to the ribs, quote unquote, and kind of.
I got a hot take on this one too for everybody. Breaking news.
So, but I mean, at that point in time, everybody's saying he took a shot at Jarrett Allen. I don't know if he did, but I mean, everybody can read into it how they want to read into it. But, like me personally, I don't know the injury. And you and I talked beforehand, and I said on here, I know what it's like to have cracked ribs. I know what it's like to have fucking hurt ribs. Dude, it's not fun. And then to also get a shot to try to numb it, yeah, that'll numb the pain for like what, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2. And then you could probably do more damage than what because you don't even feel it at that point in time. So for people to take the shot, that's their business. All right. If it's stopping them from winning a championship, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything to their body that they don't want to do.
Here's where I'm at on it. This is Cleveland, man. We don't need them guys in Cleveland. We don't want them guys in Cleveland. They're not a Cleveland person. So all I'm saying is if you didn't want to play through it, that's fine. Like you said, each their own. But if you want to win over this crowd, you're going to do a hell of a lot more than that, dude. We want Tyrod Taylor out there. My hand, dislocate that, put it back in place and get me back out there in the sling. That's what Cleveland wants.
Yeah, but also with Tyrod Taylor, though.
Grinding soon. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a rough reference off the top of my head.
Because he got a punctured lung from taking the shot.
But he went for it. That's the kind of guy we need. He rolled the dice. He's like, anything for this squad. Get me out there. Puncture my lung. I'm going to get out there. But no, I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on it. From my understanding, it was a total his decision not to play, and he was cleared to play, but would not play unless it was 100%. And again, we don't know what 100% is for a person. We don't know. Could have been a serious issue, but you are in the second round of the playoffs
Yeah.
with a literal chance to knock off, and then not only like 2 games, but there was like 2 days in between these games. Like he had a week. He was technically cleared for all of them internally, not mutually.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to come back in game, 5 and 6 with extra time off. Donovan's doing everything he can to keep you in it, and you just sit there and cheer on the end of the bench in your street clothes, man. I don't know about you, Fatty, but I hear about how these guys put their whole lives into the game. You finally get to the second round of the playoffs with a chance to make a real run and make history, and you like stay at the end of the bench. Like, I'm questioning your heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Like I know that I heard that when it first happened, he went out on shoot rounds and tried to shoot free throws, and he couldn't get his arms over his head, just to like the whole lift up. And hey, like I get you. It's second round of playoffs. The kid's only 25 still, 25, 26.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
just the second straight disappointing playoff by Jared Allen.
oh yeah.
He got bullied against the Knicks in 2023, and he punked out in the second round of 2024.
Yes, but the entire season, that man was your iron horse. He played every game with the exception of like the first 5 games. Every game he played.
He's expendable to me. I mean, it was the best Evan Mobley's played in the Cleveland Cavaliers uniform with him sitting on the bench. And it was nice to see him forced to be more of a playmaker, which is what we need Evan Mobley to be. It's what he was drafted to be. It's what we're invested in him to be. So I think Jared Allen made himself very exposable, seeing that Evan Mobley could step in and pick up those extra minutes. And then you get a nice veteran guy like a Miles Plumlee, a Robin Lopez, your big guy to come in and relieve Mobley. And I think you could get a lot of value for Jared Allen because his max contract is from 2 years ago, which is no longer the max contract.
Yes.
So it is now a very movable contract for a very young player that averages killer rebounds, killer things. And I'm not disagreeing with the stats. He's an all-star candidate for a reason. But it all comes down to what you do in the postseason.
Yeah, he's going to get you. He's going to get you anywhere between 12 and 20 points and at least 12 rebounds every game.
Yeah, I'm not Jared Allen guy. That's just where I'm at on it. And I was out after the Knicks. I really wanted them to move him last year. Because everybody pushed him around. I was like, man, you're the big dude on the block, and you got bullied by undersized guys in the Knicks. Like, you looked out of place. You were in over your head. And I'm just like, why would you try? Like, it's just a waste of your whole season. I mean, guys, it gets different, and your sphincter does different things in playoff time. And there's 2 different players: the guys that can get it done Monday to Friday, and the guys that can get it done with the spotlight on it. And I feel like every time that spotlight's shown bright, it's not the 24-12 guy we're getting on Great Lakes, Ohio.
I just by hearing you, the way you look right now, it seems to me that you would be a Burt Kreischer guy of you either lean back into it or you just step away. All right, so get off the Cavs now.
It's exciting for the future, though. I mean, here's the end of the news. And real quick on that, my official take on the whole situation. It's a great situation because you got 2 movable pieces in Allen and Garland if you want to, where you can get you could flip that roster with those 2 guys and not only get players back, but probably some draft capital for, in case players do leave and you got a few extra picks. But yeah, great situation. It'll be a real fun offseason to watch.
Yeah, it will be. And especially if whatever is said is true, because I think Wendy said today, within 24 to 48 hours, they will hire the coach. And then at that point in time, there was talks about the 4-year extension for Donovan Mitchell. And if that happens, that would mean Garland, and it's been reported, it's even behind the scenes, Garland, if he comes back, he wants out. And if that's the case, I'm with so Big Brad, my co-host, said he goes, there's certain things you can't do in this league right now. He goes, you cannot win with 2 6-foot guards, and you cannot win with 2 7-footers clogging up the paint. And we had them both. Now, if Garland would come off the bench and take over off the bench, I think it would be a different story, but he's not going to do that. He's never taken off the bench to begin with.
He had his chance to be the guy. And if it wasn't for Donovan Mitchell literally coaching him up to close out the Magic with passing wide open threes, like shoot the ball, make a damn shot, and then go to embrace him, like Donovan Mitchell was coaching this guy how to survive during the playoffs on the floor. And that's supposed to be your like second or third option. Can't have it.
No. And Justin chimed in and says JJ Redick does do a pod with the Flopping King. He is not a LeBron James fan.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And he said LaFlop is a cancer to any team and any coach. We'll talk off air about that one because Justin is a MJ fan. He is a Bulls fan back in the 90s. So he's not a fan of LeBron James. To each his own. That's fine.
No, you can make that argument. I'm Cleveland. I'm pro Cleveland.
Yeah.
Thankful for what he did, but then you left us twice. So there you go.
That is true. Hey, and the first time was not pretty.
No.
Hey, you could have left in darkness, but nope, you went to the national spotlight and went poof, right in Cleveland's face.
Little Boys Club of Connecticut.
Yep. All right, so let's get into some guards right now. Guards are playing fantastic baseball right now. They're still playing
such a fun season.
This team is so fun. Like it is definitely everybody. Like right now, I have to Josh Naylor is one of my favorite players right now, just because he's big sexy. That's what I call him. Big sexy. Knocked 2 homers out last night. And I'm just sitting there laughing. I put it out on Twitter. I'm like, there it is. There's the big boy right there. And all I need him to do as he's running around the bases is do the Mo Hurst belly rub. As he's running around the bases, it would just make my day. That would make my freaking day.
He might do it because he's got that in him.
Oh, my God.
That move in him.
So, but with this team, you got Stephen Kwan chasing history right now with batting almost 400. This isn't like normal baseball. Like, this is old school baseball. This is contact. This is taking good pitches. This is getting on base. This isn't this new baseball where it's okay to bat 212 as long as you hit 37 home runs and have 80 RBIs. Oh, great. I'm glad that you hit 1 out of 5 pitches as a home run. Awesome. This guy is just lighting it up. And one of the best leadoff hitters I have seen in forever.
We haven't had this good a leadoff hitting since the 1 year Sin-Soo Choo hit 8 leadoff home runs in that one season back in like 2015 or 2014. It's been a minute.
I remember that.
And then
I remember that season because I'm sitting there going, what the hell is he doing leading off right now?
Bang. It was first pitch, too. First pitch. He knew first pitch was the best pitch he was going to see. But no, Stephen Kwan, when you have a guy, and we saw the impact when he got that hammy injury, and they recovered nicely. And that's when I knew this team was really something to take serious. When you lose a Stephen Kwan, they went real dry for about 4 or 5 games where they didn't score more than 3-4 runs. That's the amount of impact when your leadoff guy's getting on base, 6 out of 10 times, and he's getting up to the plate more than anybody else because he's your leadoff guy. It makes when you're making the starting pitcher pitch out of the stretch on the second batter of the game, that is a huge advantage. That is a huge advantage.
Plus the speed with the amount of stolen bases he has.
He's so smart. He doesn't make any mistakes.
Like, I feel like right now with this team, so far, I have 5 all-stars on this team, if not 6.
Okay, so you got obviously Naylor, you got Kwan, Clase. You can make a case for Barlow.
That is true, but then you got Jose.
You got Jose, obviously, and then you put David Fry in, right?
David Fry. You also got Blake Lively.
Has he had that good of a year to put him in there, you think?
Hey, right now, Clase is having a year that if it was any other year but this one, he would be in the running for the Cy Young.
Yeah, and then Barlow's like leading the league in holds.
Yeah. Well, and also Sandlin. Don't forget about Sandlin. Sandlin
And
comes in.
Bivey's had like what, like last 3-4 pit outing. Like he had like 12 yesterday, you know, and then he had 9. No, he had double digits. Back to back double digit strikeouts now to left field, stepping up when you lose. You know, Gavin Williams and Justin Bieber, Shane Bieber,
not Justin Bieber, Shane Bieber.
not the other one, not Justin. This like the jersey.
And that's time for you to drink a garage beer. Brought to you by the Dude Network. I know how to plug too.
I love it. I'm here for the plugs. I'm here for the nameless plugs, always. But yeah, no, you're right though on the All Stars. It's great. You know, Quan. Whenever they bounce back, like 4 or 5 games with him being out, and then Manzardo came up and they really got in the hot streak to help get them through that Quan. And then Quan and Fry and Manzardo really had that hot stretch, and that's when I knew like this team has options they have an answer for everything this year.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and it'll be curious. It's fun at trade line because, you know, Quincy Wheeler's been really up to date covering the corner, and he is always releasing some stuff, and he seems pretty adamant that this is the year for the Guards to get rid of some prospect capital to bring in not only an outfielder but a middle of the rotation guy. And then you're going to get healthier as the year goes on, hopefully, by getting, you know, Bieber back and Gavin Williams back. And then you get, you know, God, you add another bat.
Yeah.
You get them to gel together and figure it out in the locker room. And this can be an easy group I feel to fit in with, you know, because it seemed like a pretty loose group. This could be a fun year, man. God, I was so worried about losing Tito. And then, like, man, I was like, man, we hired the Sandlot remake guy, you know, that played, you know, I mean, I was like, oh God, you know, but he seems to be the perfect manager for this group, man. I really love it. How about the job he's done?
Oh, I said he's going to win Manager of the Year if he keeps this up.
You have to.
There's no other person that can win it. I mean,
who else steps in on like a guy like Tito and steps in like that? It's never happened in Cleveland.
No, and the thing is like what he's doing, and this is how I kind of, in my mind, this is how it's working. Is I'm not saying that Tito was old and didn't know baseball. It wasn't that. It's just he couldn't relate now to the younger guys coming up and what they've had to go through. Like for Jose, yes. For Kluber, yes. For those guys, yes. Tito was a voice, and I'm not saying Tito isn't beloved, but Vaught. I keep saying Vaught. It's Vote. And plus I'm watching The Boys now, so Vaught keeps coming to the mind every time I watch that show. It just
Oh yeah, got into it.
Oh, dude, it's so good. So, but Vote coming back in after just playing, being that guy. He was that guy. He was that catcher. He was that player. I think he has a different voice now with this whole group of being able to connect with them. And then, you know, Terry Pluto said it the best. It's a team. It's not individuals out there playing. Like, they play for each other. They cheer for each other. Like, I'm telling you right now, did you watch, what is it? What's today? Today's Thursday, Wednesday night's game when Jose Ramirez ran out that single to get Quan or Jimenez or somebody to score from second base.
I missed it, but no.
Okay. So just routine grounder. He hustled down the first baseline. And I mean hustled. He was flying down the first baseline. Beat the throw. Jimenez scores from second base. You know, it's just things like that.
It cripples your opposition when you do stuff like that.
But see, that's the thing, though. That is your guy. That is the MVP of your team. Hustling out a just like a bloop, you know, normal ground out for anybody else that would just walk halfway down the line and stop. And he is just full tilt running it out.
It's the perfect team. Because if you think about it, you got a bunch of underdogs.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that? Lined him up locked him up on an underdog, brought him up through your whole system. You know, he was in the minors for a while. Took him a while to get up there. But, you know, he came out of left field and became a guy. Stephen Kwan. No one gave that guy a chance because he couldn't hit for power.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted him in like the 30th round or 20th round or whatever out of Arizona State or whatever. I think that's where he went anyway.
Yeah.
But no, and he comes up. He's an underdog, and he's overcome the odds. And like they got that together, and it's just everybody is like that's what I love about Cleveland teams. Normally, it's not store-bought talent.
It's even hold on.
These guys have been playing together since Double A. So these guys, yeah, they're all kind of first, second year in the bigs, but they've been playing together for 5 years already, some of these guys. So the chemistry, and that's the beautiful thing of a farm system and why no one does it better than Cleveland, consistently. Like we haven't had a real drop off since what, like I can't even tell you. Like we've had a couple off years, but we've had Tito for how many years? We were in it every single year with Tito. And
Never.
now we're just transitioning over, and this is I think this is the best team we look future-wise in the last 10 years because
Yeah.
all these guys are under control. Bieber, you now can justify re-signing Bieber.
Yes, you can, and it'd definitely be a discount that you'd be giving Bieber.
Well,
Because
but yeah, I mean, he was good as gone, but now it's like, do we keep him for a couple more years? Like, do a 2-year extension, let him like prove it deal. Like, hey, we're going to pay you good, but you're going to be set up for real good in 2 years, and you can leave then. Like, I don't know. Like this year's team kind of changes the whole narrative of where you go.
And also, you talk about chip on the shoulder. David Fry. Who the hell knew of David
Yeah,
Fry?
who's
before?
that guy? Who
Or
is he?
Will Brennan or Tyler Freeman playing center field, or even, and I was trying to bring that up, Andres Jimenez, who the
Love
Mets gave him away so they could have Francisco Lindor. You know that guy is sitting there going, "Look what I'm doing here in Cleveland, and look what you got." Yeah, you guys probably should have kept me.
Yeah, we were excited for Ahmed Rosario and like, oh yeah, we got this Jimenez guy too. I mean,
No, I love the way this team's playing. And it's like, for the longest time, we've had Cleveland teams where it's always been like a 3-0 game. It's always been like a Tito kind of squeeze it out game, use the bullpen now, do all this. It's not that team anymore, man. They scored, like they won today 6-3. They won the other day 8-0. Like they're scoring runs and bunches. Let's see here, 8-5. Well, that was 8-5. 7-6. They beat the Blue Jays 5-0. Like they're just playing great. Now they are in a very tough stretch right now. They have no days off for like a week and a half.
like what, one day off in 2 weeks?
Yeah. So right now they got the Blue Jays coming in after the Mariners today. Then they are going out on the road to the Orioles and then to the Royals for a 4-game set in the Royals. And then that's when they get the day off after that. So they're going to have a tough stretch here because they're playing some decent competition. And also, you get to Kansas City, you could pull away from this a little bit more. You got a 6-game lead right now in Central.
Devil's advocate, I hate to be that guy, or your hard work of that 6-game lead can be gone quick.
It could be.
Because here's the thing, 4-game set, you lose 3 of the 4. That's 2 games, man. 3-game set, you lose the series, don't get swept, you're only out 1 game. You got 2 games in that one easily. But if we go in there and take the broomsticks out, like you said, like it's not quite nailing the coffin, but it would take a hell of an effort from Kansas City to catch up in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it'll be great to see. I'm just so excited about this team. This team is something special.
Well, and Kansas City hasn't been the same since the 9-game winning streak. Yes, they've been consistent, but they've really been playing about 500 ball.
All right. So I know that we'd say we talk Browns. We kind of got put that on the back burner.
Sorry.
That's all right. You had a heart out that you wanted to try to get to, and we're pushing on it right now. We still got to get Fat Boy Thursday, and I got to talk food with you.
Oh, yeah. Go Browns. They're going to rock.
All right. One Browns thing. They're going to West Virginia.
You've been to West Virginia. Excited about that. Love that. Okay. It worked out great for them last year. They literally have nothing to worry about but Browns football for 3-4 days because as a guy that lived in West Virginia for 9 years, there's not much else to do in West Virginia other than go to the Greenbrier Golf Course, have a couple nice restaurants. You leave the resort, you're looking at Mountainside. So great focus group. It worked out really good last year. Really excited they're doing it again this year. I think it's great for this team to spend that time together.
Well, to kick off Fat Boy Thursday after I play our beautiful sounder, what was the best thing you had in West Virginia when you were there? And we'll play that on the other side.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Thursday.
You're just loving it, aren't you?
I do love all the things. Okay. I mean, it's obviously Southern West Virginia is all about the hillbilly hot dogs. So there's like hot dog stands everywhere. It's West Virginia coney, like a chili dog. It's chili, ketchup, mustard, onions, but it's a certain kind of like custard chili sauce. It's just
Hmm.
red sauce and meat, nothing to it. It's so simple, but there's good ones and there was bad ones. You can blow it.
Now I went to so my wife took me to Flying Dogs and TL's down in Buchanan and Jane Lou and a few. Now they do the chili with the coleslaw.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's mustard, chili, and coleslaw. And I'm telling you what, man, that's some of the best coleslaw I have ever
Oh yeah, it's the creamy
had.
slaw too. Down there, you don't get anything but the creamy slaw because you got to have mayonnaise and vinegar in it. They
Hmm.
don't. Yeah, you got to have. Yeah, you gotta trash it up a little bit with that mayonnaise. You
Oh
gotta.
my god, it's so good,
Very
man.
West Virginia.
All right,
That and
so
pepperoni rolls. Pepperoni rolls are also a staple.
hey, every time we come back with like 4 packs.
They're so cheap. They're
I
so
know.
cheap. Hot pepper cheese is the only way to go.
Hey, and then it's at every gas station. You walk into every
And
gas
there's
station.
3
they have-
brands.
I know.
There's 3 brands. Like, and there's literally shaded they judge you by the brand you select, man. It's
Hey,
crazy.
that was my wife. My wife slapped my damn hand. We went into a gas station. I'm like, oh shit, we forgot pepperoni bread. So I'm walking up. She goes, not that one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that? I'm
Yeah.
like, it's pepperoni. She goes, not that one. She goes, we want this one.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you need the one that ends in a vowel. A lot of Italians down there. You got to have one that ends in a
my
vowel.
God. And okay, now I do have to bring this up. I've been to West Virginia. There is a place down there called Giovanni's. Okay.
Oh yeah, in Fairmont.
Yes. Have you had the Giovanni burger with the Avalero peppers on it? Cheese, Avalero peppers, and Texas toast.
I haven't had it, but down there you didn't go to a store and get peppers unless you got Olivero's peppers.
I know. And I say, okay, my wife yells at me all the time because I always say Oliverio. And she goes, read it. I'm like, she goes, there's no I in there. It's Olivero. I'm like, shit, I'm sorry, honey.
My bad. I didn't know either.
Wow,
So.
sorry.
I worked in Anmore, so I knew that area of the Roadhouse in college. I know that area well, and I didn't even know that one. So sorry, babe. My bad.
Sorry, I'm still going to eat them.
Yeah, hey, she's from West Virginia, man. You don't mess with that, man.
And when that happens, when I think of those, you know what I think of? I think of the you go to the Italian sausage Carnies in the food truck, not food trucks, but like at festival or something like that. They always have the Italian sauce with the spaghetti sauce and everything on it. Like that's what I think every time I get that. I'm like, man, that's so good. All right, so but we gotta talk barbecue. All right. Now I did put up on Twitter. All right. And with barbecues, everything going on, it is summertime. It is time to smoke meat, just kick back, drink beer, have a good time. And I put out what is the best thing to smoke for a barbecue. Now, I have friends that do a smoke off every year. All right. We have done pork belly, we have done pork butt, we have done burnt ends. Hey, the best thing that I have ever had, and Toby, I hope you're still watching, smoked deviled eggs.
Oh yeah. I've heard of those.
Oh my God.
Haven't got to have them. But
they're so good. He made it perfect. And man, and then also we have a buddy that makes his own barbecue sauce. Put that barbecue sauce over top of those deviled eggs, and it was fantastic. So for what's your favorite thing to smoke? First
my answer to the question was whatever takes the longest.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the situation, but if I really want to show off to somebody, I mean, probably a brisket because that's like the pinnacle of barbecue. But to me, barbecue is about a community networking and neighborhood and brothership and sistership and friendship. I feel like there's been a lot of barbecue purists, as I call them, and to me, barbecue it can just be as simple as hamburgers and hot dogs on the gas grill. As long as you're there with your buddies and the beer's cold and you're having a good time and not living the normal day to day and the 9 to 5 life for a minute, like that's barbecue. But yeah, if I want to show off, we're doing a brisket.
All right. So for me, growing up where I did, which you obviously know now.
Yes.
So one of our favorite things we like to do, and I do it here at the house too, when they're actually on, you get that chicken quarters, that chicken thigh with the chicken leg on it. You slather that thing up, throw it on the grill, smoke it, and then just pull it off. And it goes with baked beans. It goes with potato salad. It goes with coleslaw. It goes with everything. And
And you and I grew up probably in the same money bracket after we found out our backgrounds.
Yes.
You found out as an adult why you ate so many chicken quarters as a kid because it was the cheapest cut, but
Dude,
it's so good. It's so good.
So good, especially when it's done right. If you get the right
Yes.
sauce, the right char on it, like it's so right. I've had friends do. Somebody put up. He's doing smoked pork chops. I think the Brownie Elf is doing smoked pork chops. Another one did a smoked chuck roast, which I have.
Chuck roast is so good. Have you ever had it?
I have not.
Oh,
Now, the one thing I have
it's
not
smoked roast
had
beef. It's smoked
that
roast
I
beef.
have got to
So good.
try is smoked bologna.
It's good. Do the trail.
Do the.
Okay.
Oh, no, we talked about trail off air.
Smoked trail bologna out of Amish country would be. I haven't got to do that yet, but yeah, there's the favorite smoked bologna I see is the smoked bologna burn ends,
Mm-hmm.
where they just cube it up and just
Yeah.
keep tossing it in sauce and just keep cooking it and more sauce and brown sugar and make them like little candy bites. But
I've seen the one where they score it and almost like lattice work.
that's what I've done. Yeah, and it opens up, it blossoms up, and it lets the seasoning and sauce get down in there nice.
All right. So, what's your base you like to use the most for smoking?
I do not. I am not binder guy. I think the meat is the binder because everyone even says like the mustard doesn't really add any flavor to it. It just helps hold it. And I'm like, well, meat sweats when you put seasoning on it, and everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, so all right, the meat's the binder. So yeah, I don't use a binder. I dry brine. I occasionally marinade, but yeah, I'm a big dry rub guy. Just put a nice layer on it. It pulls the moisture out, cuts into the salt, and then it pulls that flavor and re-soaks it back down in. To me, that is my base go-to.
Now, are you an injector guy?
I have injected some. I just haven't played around with it, but yeah, I know how to, and I do think it's very good. But if you go low and slow, really the injection just adds flavor inside out. Because if you do low and slow, you don't really cook out the juice, which a lot of people inject to keep that juice. So,
Like I've had a few friends that when they did kind of like almost like an apple cider vinegar or apple juice on the inside. Gave it a little bit of a different flavor. But I mean, for me, let's be honest, I'm fat. I'll eat anything barbecue.
yeah,
Anything I'm going
I
to
don't
eat
discriminate unless it's even veggies. I'll even smoke some veggies. Yeah.
Like when we did the so the boys when we did our first show, you'll have to go back and look at the Miguel and Toby smoke off. All right, so when they did it, they asked me, I'm like, all right, what do you guys want? I'm like, here's what I want. I was like, we're going to pick a pork belly, but then 2 sides. You guys get to pick the sides. So we had smoked baked beans, and then we had the smoked deviled eggs, and then we had smoked mac and cheese, and then we had Mama's rice, and that was my buddy's rice recipe. Dude, all of it was fantastic. But that pork belly, 2 different styles of pork belly, and man, made burn ends out of one. Like it was just
such a good versatile cut.
Oh my god, it's so good too. The reason why I brought it up is because everybody, like I'm like you, when you're having a barbecue, like that's the best time to mingle. Like you're there to showcase food, but even if it is burgers and hot dogs or brats or something of that nature, it's more about the gathering than it is the whole cooking aspect, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, these barbecue purists, I wouldn't want to hang out with them. And then what are you going to do? Make this awesome brisket and stare at it by yourself because you were an asshole and no one wants to hang out with you? Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, you're just sitting there spritzing it like,
yeah,
oh, leave me alone. I'm watching my brisket.
All by myself.
Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, you look miserable over here by yourself, but I see you choose to be miserable. So you have fun.
Now, have you made your own bacon before?
Yes, it went terribly. Rinse off the salt before you smoke it.
Oh shit! It got 2. Oh no!
It made some damn good soup cubes. I basically just like cubed it up and froze it, and then I just I'm like, well, these are basically salt nuggies, so I just did like soup beans, and just threw those in there, and they made like these like square, salty, like briny, and it cooked it out, and it actually worked. But yeah, rinse off the salt before you smoke it because smoke just pushes the salt all the way into the meat.
I had to teach people up here about soup beans.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong with soup beans and cornbread.
Yeah, that's some poor people shit right there, man.
That's I'm telling you, man. Like, hey, a ham hock, pig foot, whatever you want, it goes in there with some
Yeah.
pork beans and
Yeah.
just let it cook.
Yeah, man. Like people like it's got soul. I mean, that's soul food, man. It
Oh,
ain't got a lot of money, but it's got a lot of effort, you know? I mean,
and
it's
it comes out on the other side. It tastes so good too.
oh
You're
man.
like, man, it's really just beans and pig. Like, and then you
So
take the first bite and you're like, never mind. I'm so sorry that I talked bad about your pork and beans.
yeah. Yeah. So I have done it. But yeah, there's so many talented local farmers that make such a killer bacon that's not
Mm-hmm.
store quality, that's healthy for you for like $5-6 a pound. That I just tend to go the local route, you know.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
man. Hey,
Baltic Meats has the best smoked black pepper bacon of all time.
God damn, yes, they do.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
good.
All
Yeah,
right. So, all right. So behind the scenes, you're down in Dover, New Philly area,
yes, good old T County, Tuscarawas County.
Tuscarawas County. I grew up in Coshocton County. Justin grew up in Coshocton County. He went to the same high school I did.
Okay,
All right. So we're kind of like two good old boys talking about home and like food and stuff and people that we met. He's like, we can't put this on the show. This might take forever. But
yeah,
just a little backstory because we do like some of the same foods. Like, we talked about Pearl Valley cheese, which is fantastic cheese. And also anybody that's never had trail bologna, gotta go look for it. It's Yoder's trail bologna, or if it's, like just go
don't
find
forget
it.
don't forget the Troyers. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, Schroyer's. Yeah, definitely Schroyer's. But even like down there, we even get the Yoder's horseradish. Oh my God, that's the best horseradish I have ever had in my entire life.
Pearl Valley horseradish cheese will change your life.
That's what my dad brings up to me all the time. That's
It's
how
so
I make my Reubens.
Yeah. Oh, horseradish cheese on a Reuben? Man, I didn't even think about that. That's
Horseradish
next level.
cheese on my Reuben with my own Russian dressing. That's how I roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling with you, dude. I'm rolling. Literally rolling. Yeah.
Hey, they don't call me fatty for nothing, bud.
Yeah, I'm down for it, man. That's some logic I can get behind. I love it.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
like, and on Bry's argument on meat to bun proportion,
yeah.
it's irrelevant. It's all every flavor, every layer is supposed to have a purpose on the flavor.
So what he's talking about is like you come up here to Cleveland, you go to Slyman's. You've been to Slyman's?
Yeah, and you get like the huge
The fucking 16 pounds of corned beef. That's what he's talking about. He goes, that's like 6 sandwiches.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, I'm a little different. Like when I get stuff like that, I get excited. I'm like, oh, look at the meat.
Yeah,
stack.
it just gotta have it's gotta have the flavor though, or you're
I know.
meat. Yeah.
I know. But man, it's still so good. All right, let's get our top 3 so I can get you out of here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, we're cool with a couple minutes here.
All right, so let's do our top 3 and then we'll close out with the trivia and get you out of here, bud.
All right. I still don't know it, so I'm winging it.
All right,
So
sir.
many cool graphics.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you about them out there. All right, so we're doing our top 3 summertime drinks. All right, so during the summertime, it's different. Everybody likes a cold beer. Everybody likes this. But man, if you're going to have a good drink, like one that you would just like to have on a hot day, like we've had for like the past, feels like 27 days here in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. What's your top 3 drinks, your go-to drinks that you like to drink?
Well, obviously, I'm a big guy of the beer. The garage beer lime on the hot summer day is second to none. It's so good, it's refreshing. Obviously, the regular garage beer I like as well. But for my go-to summertime cocktail,
there it is,
the Moscow Mule.
Ooh, okay.
When we went down to Jamaica for our honeymoon, the mint lemon, it's like a minty lemonade one. No, I'm sorry. Not the Moscow Mule, mojitos.
Mojito. With the tequila, with the fresh lime juice, with the mint.
Rum, with the rum, the mint, and the lime juice. It's like a minty lemonade with rum in it.
Okay.
I remember we went down to Jamaica on our honeymoon. I kept that. They brought out pitchers of mint when I was coming up because they knew swim up bar. I'm like, I can see them pee in this pool and drink mojitos all day. And I did.
All right, so there's one. So those are your three: garage beer.
Well, the garage beer
lime.
we'll put in one, and then the other one would be cocktail. I'm still an old fashioned guy, 12 months out of the year. Like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
let's say we'll go with like a blackberry old fashioned.
Oh, that a boy. I
Yeah.
love everything
We'll go with like
blackberry.
a summer berry flavored old fashioned.
All right, when I go back home, I'll make sure that somebody makes you a blackberry pie. You're going to love every minute of that.
Blackberry. We're actually doing that here in a couple weeks.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. All right, so for me right now, and I have always done it, and because if it's done fresh, number 3, Bloody Mary. You cannot go wrong with some tomato juice.
A morning bloody, yeah.
Yeah, just nice, just that kind of thing. Number 2, and I have found this, and I'm still trying to figure out where I can find it again. Arizona hard ice tea.
Oh, they got them down here.
They have the ginseng, they have the sweet tea, they have all of them.
I haven't had them yet.
Fantastic. I've had the ginseng. It knocked me on my ass because it tasted just like the ginseng tea. And I'm sitting there going like, it's not that bad. Oh, 8% alcohol. That's fine. And I drank one and I'm like, I am not going to work tomorrow. I don't know what happened to me. Like, that's how hard it hits.
The power of the thing.
Now, my number 1 is 2 number 1s because like my go-to is either twisted tea or lemon tea. I love tea. But I got these beautiful gems. The Voodoo Ranger hard charged iced teas. I got the peach right now.
Oh, you got the peach tea.
Okay. So they come in peach, half and half, lemon, and ras pop.
Man, that sounds really
Some good shit, right?
I will say I left one beer off that I should have mentioned. Line and Kugel Summer Shandy.
Oh yeah, Summer Shandy's always got to be there.
On the golf course it's must. Yeah,
either that or a Blue Moon with an orange. You're not a Blue Moon fan, are you?
It's not my go-to. It's a little too thick. Yeah, I don't know. It's too much. I like that lemonade. I don't know. I think in college I went so hard on the Blue Moons it just doesn't.
you just burnt yourself out.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
All right. So let's bring up the trivia. Trivia today is how many appearances have the Indians/Guardians made in the World Series?
Okay, so obviously in our realistic lifetime, we've had 3. It was a big drought. My question is like how many did we have at the start? We know we didn't do a whole lot because only 2 teams made it. I'm gonna say 8.
6 times.
Oh, 6 or 8 was the number. I went with the higher one. Son of a bitch.
So winning in 1920,
it was tied off to Willie Mays, and he was what, a 6-time MVP?
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. You ready for the Willie Mays tie-in?
Yes.
We won 1920 and 1948. We lost in 1954, 1995, 1997, and 2016. That
1954 was the catch.
1954 was the catch off of what Indian hitter?
I know this. 54. Who was the manager of Roger Maris whenever they traded him to the Yankees? I'm going on a guess here for Earl Averill. I don't think that's it, though.
Vic Wertz.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Vic Wertz, hey, was on pace at that point in time to win. If the Indians would have won that World Series, he probably would have won MVP. That catch changed the whole dynamic of the World Series.
Yeah, I never heard of that guy. So it killed his whole career.
It did. He hit, so they won 5-2 in extra innings after the catch. But with that catch, that was the catch against the Cleveland Indians, Willie Mays. So that beautiful, beautiful over the shoulder catch that you see all the time was off of an Indians hitter.
Yeah, I knew it was in the World Series, and they actually had that series under wrap until that catch.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was ours. I think we were up like what 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was like if that clears, they score the go ahead run, and they probably win it 4-2. But instead, 3-3, they go back to the other
Mhm.
side and they win Game 7 at home.
Ain't
Son of
that a
a-
bitch? Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that some Cleveland shit?
Hey, hey, the drive, the fumble.
If it does something, it's happening in Cleveland.
Hey, guys.
The shot.
All right. So, hey, Tony, plug your show, buddy. We're here at the end of the show. Plug everything.
Everyone, just go ahead. We'd love to have you on all walks of life, no matter what kind of content you like to consume. We have long form stuff on YouTube. We have short form stuff on all your other major platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Just search the Dude Network and you'll find it up there. Look for the one with the logo with the microphone on it. And we have live shows every tonight at 10 o'clock. We have the late night parlay, a sports live betting, degenerate, attempted humor show. Friday night, we have all walks of life variety interview show. You never know what we're going to have on that. Saturday's a tape delayed after party show of Friday, which is normally laced with alcohol and bad decisions. And then Sunday, 9 o'clock, we have another foodie show. So yeah, we'd love to have you guys along. We try to have something for everybody because it's the home of for all dudes and dudettes. So if you like sports, we got that. You like food, you like that. You like random stuff, you like that. We got that. Whatever you need, we're here for you. So we'd love to have you guys. No pressure. If you're looking for something serious, we're not your place.
Everybody go check him out. Buddy, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Patty, thank you, man. You're the best.
Hey, I'll talk to you off the air after as soon as we get off here. But as we do our show at the end of every show, please go adopt a city dog. Had them up here earlier. Please scroll back, find them. If you cannot adopt, please donate, volunteer. Also, Lake Erie APA and Hero Keel. If you want a team, let me know. I'll get you in touch with Hero Keel. You get a pool team, have some fun. All right. Also, Network 216, right down there in the bottom corners. You got Network 216 right there. We are part of Network 216. Please go like and subscribe to all their channels. And as Big Bry says at the end of every show, God bless you and God bless America. And as I always say, thank you to our troops, our first responders, for everything you guys do. We cannot do this show without you. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
Thank you guys. Nice meeting everybody.